taking care of one child is expensive. Twins?
Because I didn't want this. I stated this from the beginning. I don't want no children. This was a whole plan from the beginning.
I learn new things every day in this courtroom. So, Mr. Carmen, you got yourself a boom boom room during the separation?
That's correct.
I would say you done wasted my time today, but the truth is I don't believe that. And that's why I heard you out. I could tell you had worked yourself up into doubting this baby over your own misunderstanding of science.
Miss Mayo, stepping into the courtroom with a mix of nerves and determination, is here today because she has filed a paternity suit against Mr. Brown, who she emphatically claims is the biological father of her adorable yet demanding 2-month-old fraternal twins, Chloe and Carter. She's not just here for a chat. She's seeking child-rearing expenses, firmly believing today's DNA test results will throw a spotlight on the truth. Hold onto your seats, folks.
Ms. Mayo, you're here today because you filed a paternity suit against Mr. Brown, who you claim is your 2-month-old fraternal twins, Chloe and Carter's biological father. You say when today's results prove your case, you want him to pay you $1,000 for half of the child-rearing expenses.
Things are heating up. In a pivotal moment, Mr. Brown admits he hasn't spent a dime on the twins because he's not convinced they're his. Miss Mayo, clearly upset, insists he knows full well they are his kids. Mr. Brown counters, accusing her of setting a trap. Yikes, talk about a plot twist. And trust me, the next part is even juicier.
Nothing at all.
Mr. Brown, is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is that?
Because I don't believe they my children.
I don't know why you feel like that and you know they're yours. I don't know why you feel like that and you already know.
For one, I feel like she trapped me.
I never trapped. How did I trap you? I didn't want to have no child with you.
So
I wish I would have never got pregnant.
Why was you messing with me from the beginning?
Just when you thought it couldn't get more tangled, the court delves into the nitty-gritty of their relationship. It turns out Miss Mayo and Mr. Brown were in a casual, unprotected fling, which Mr. Brown thought was safe based on supposed medical documents Miss Mayo showed him, claiming she couldn't have children. Oh, the drama. Stick around, the revelations are about to get even more eyebrow-raising.
Right.
Say if it was Monday. If I didn't see him Monday, I knew for a fact I was going to see him Tuesday. Right. From the first night when we had sex, we didn't use a condom. Every day we had sex, we never used a condom.
So if she seen me Monday and she ain't see me Tuesday, that's a whole gap.
So you feel like were you having protect sex or unprotected?
We had unprotected sex.
All right.
You won't believe this. Miss Mayo drops a bombshell that Mr. Brown blocked her and her entire family on all social platforms right after finding out about the pregnancy. This drastic ghosting highlights just how chilly things got when the baby news broke. What's next? Well, it's a doozy.
Yeah.
Now that's a new word.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, what was the situationship when she told you she was pregnant?
He left. He blocked me on everything. Blocked me on Facebook. Blocked me on Instagram.
Look,
everything.
can we take it back? I'm saying,
block my mama. I wrote his mama on.
You blocked her mama too, Mr. Brown?
I wrote his mama on Facebook.
Here's Mr. Brown digging his heels in deeper. He explains his staunch stance on not wanting children, which he had made clear from the get-go. This revelation adds layers to his previous actions and sets the stage for some serious courtroom revelations. And oh boy, wait until you hear what's coming up next.
Tell me why you're standing in court today that you're positive you're not the father, and that's why I haven't done anything for these twins, because Miss Mayo is right. It's not, taking care of one child is expensive. Twins?
Because I didn't want this. I stated this from the beginning. I don't want no children. This was a whole plan from the beginning.
So grab your popcorn because Mr. Brown is about to make a courtroom fashion statement with evidence. He steps up to the easel, attempting to prove his non-paternity with a visual aid of eyebrows and hairlines that he claims do not match his own. This could be a scene right out of a daytime drama, but don't go anywhere. The courtroom's reaction is priceless.
Oh, you have an exhibit?
Yes, can I
Please
go to the
step
easel and
over.
show you?
Yes, I'd like to see.
As you can see, I got very thick eyebrows. This is a distinct feature
They
of
were
me.
just born. Look at
Okay.
Chloe's eyebrows. Look
This
at
me.
Chloe right now.
This me.
Well, they 2 months old. They don't even have time to grow that many eyebrows yet.
Right.
The son, he got an M hairline, which is hereditary. I got a straight hairline. My father got a straight hairline.
Like
Miss Mayo turns the emotional dial up a notch as she describes the solo journey of raising twins, revealing that Chloe was born deaf, adding a layer of complexity and hardship to her story. This heartfelt disclosure underscores the everyday reality of her life as a single mother. Just when you think you've heard it all, there's more heart-tugging and eye-opening moments ahead.
Yeah, man, you can at least be there. I'm here with them 24/7 by myself. My child is there. Can't hear nothing at all. And you ain't doing nothing.
Listen.
When you find out today, are you gonna help do this? How you gonna help do that? I gotta take sign language class. Do you know, like, man, I got them by myself at the house by myself, no help. With my sister there, she gotta go to work. So when she there, I still had them by myself. You know how hard it is changing diapers back to back to back, feeding them back to back to back.
And here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. The DNA results are in.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Brown, you are the father.
Ms. Carmen strides into the courtroom with determination, opening her case in hopes of salvaging her 18-year roller coaster of a marriage. She's here to prove that her husband is indeed the father of their 4-year-old daughter, Ronezaya, despite his strong denials. The stakes are sky high, folks, as she plans to prove paternity once and for all. Let's buckle up for this emotional ride.
Ms. Carmen, you open your case today in hopes of saving your 18-year marriage. You testify your husband denies he fathered your 4-year-old daughter, Ronezaya, but you plan on proving paternity today. Mr. Carmen, you say when the DNA results reveal that you are not Ronezaya's father.
Talk about chilling metaphors. Mr. Carmen describes their marriage as being on the thinnest ice known to man, comparing it to the crunchy ends of a loaf of bread. Nobody's favorite part. His graphic illustration vividly captures their relationship's fragile state, teetering on the brink of total collapse. Things are just getting started, and it sounds like we're in for a drama-packed session.
On the thinnest ice known to man.
27 years together and you're on thin ice.
How can I put it? It's like, the ends of the bread getting hard. The ends around the bread getting crunchy.
Ain't no need for it to be crunchy.
It's drying up.
Ain't no need
You know
for
what
it
I'm
to be
saying?
crunchy.
It's really that pretty face right there.
Hold on to your hats. During their time apart, Mr. Carmen admits to converting a rented apartment into a boom-boom room, essentially a bachelor pad, party central with other women. This bombshell revelation confirms the swirling rumors and allegations of his escapades, throwing a wrench into the already complex dynamics of their marriage. What's next? You guessed it, more fireworks.
And so a boom-boom room is what, a party house?
It's a party house.
With women?
With women.
Jerome, you been to a boom-boom room?
That's why they call me Jerome Boom Boom.
I learn new things every day in this courtroom. So, Mr. Carmen, you got yourself a boom-boom room during the separation?
That's correct.
And they're back at it. The couple recounts their rocky path to reconciliation, where Mr. Carmen confronted Ms. Carmen about her escapades, leading to a brief yet tumultuous split before they decided to give their marriage another shot. This segment highlights their relentless efforts to patch things up amidst the chaos of betrayal, showcasing their complicated long-term love saga. But don't go anywhere. The roller coaster is just climbing.
How do you get back together? Because you're back living together now.
So what happened is he called me up and he asked me, he said, are you messing with somebody? And immediately I told him yes. He was at the door with his bags.
Came home.
Yes.
You said yes. Let's try it again.
Yes.
Did you break it off with the other man?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Twist alert. Just when you thought it couldn't get more tangled, Mr. Carmen receives messages thanking him for being a great stepdad, throwing a giant question mark over the paternity of Ronezaya. This shocking twist adds a whole new layer of drama and doubt to the mix, turning the courtroom atmosphere from tense to thriller-level suspense. Trust me, you'll want to see how he handles this curveball.
How old was Ronezaya when you get these texts?
3 going on 4.
So the baby been born, you all been raising Ronezaya, and you back together, your families together.
That is
and
correct.
then between 3 and 4 years old, you get these text messages on your phone.
Yep.
Thanks for being a stepdad.
No, that was the highlight of the text.
Oh, the
that,
highlight.
That was the highlight of the thanks for what? Make sure it stay up there. Step aside so Lakeisha and my cousin can be together.
Didn't see that coming. In a moment of heated exchange, Ms. Carmen admits to spitefully using the potential of another man being Ronezaya's father during an argument, which adds fuel to the fire of mistrust and emotional upheaval in their marriage. Her confession reveals the toxic tactics in their communication and raises the emotional stakes even higher. The climax is near, and it's shaping up to be explosive.
Throwing stuff in my face, kept throwing the dude in my face, talking about, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do that, and he gonna send me some money and all this type of stuff.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He's gonna send me some money.
Yeah, he gonna send me $500.
Who's saying this, your wife?
Yeah.
So wait a minute, you actually said Ronezaya is not your child and that the other man's gonna send you some money.
I did it out of anger, Your Honor. I didn't mean it. And I know it came back to bite me, but I didn't mean it.
You don't play chess with children.
Grab your tissues. In a heart-stopping reveal, the DNA test results are disclosed.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Carmen, you are the father. Oh, Jesus.
Ms. Nichols kicks things off by dragging Mr. Young to court, not for a date, but to face accusations of denying paternity for their 13-month-old daughter, Sani. She's adamant it's high time he stepped up as a dad. Mr. Young throws a curveball right back, hinting Ms. Nichols might have already been expecting when they got together. The courtroom's heating up early today, folks.
Ms. Nichols, you've dragged the defendant, Mr. Young, to court today because you say he denies he's the father of your 13-month-old daughter, Sani. You say it's time for him to step up and take responsibility.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Young, you say you refuse to accept Sine because you claim that Ms. Nichols was already pregnant when you began your relationship.
Mr. Young spills the beans about why he's been dodging fatherhood. He suspects Ms. Nichols of trying to pin another man's baby on him because of a bitter breakup and her alleged financial motives. Ms. Nichols fiercely denies his claims, pointing out his paternity denials started way before his new fling and were linked to his wandering eye. Oh boy, you won't believe what's coming next.
Mr. Young, so why do you believe she's trying to pin a child on you?
Well, she doesn't like the fact that I moved on and I have a new relationship, and she's all about getting money out of me. She knows that I was treating her good. She's been lying since the first time I met her, just making my life miserable.
Have you been making his life miserable, Ms. Nichols?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
Just when you thought it was a simple paternity case, Ms. Nichols reveals they shacked up almost immediately after rekindling an old flame on Facebook. According to her, they lived together for a year, with love in the air, or so she thought. Mr. Young insists it was all about the booty calls and nothing more. Strap in, the roller coaster is just getting started.
That he was living with at the time said, well, Tasha, come on and stay with us. From October 13th until October 15th, we lived together.
An entire year?
An entire year.
And during that time, you all were having a sexual relationship as well?
Only that.
Yes.
You said only that?
Yeah, because it wasn't nothing more. That's all she wanted to do.
You know, there's plenty of statuses on my Facebook where us together. He even had changed his relationship status to where we were in a relationship.
Plot twist, Mr. Young throws a wild card into the mix, suggesting that Sanny's real daddy might just be Ms. Nichols's so-called sugar daddy, a spry 73-year-old who apparently does a lot more than just pay the bills. This bombshell leads to a request for a lie detector test to really shake things up. Grab your popcorn, this is getting juicier by the minute.
Mr. Young, do you believe this sugar daddy is Sinead's father? Is that what you're asserting today in court?
She's the same color as him and she looks like him.
You asked the court to order a lie detector test. Had slept with this particular man.
And she told me she had, Your Honor. She told me
No,
that
I
she used to.
didn't.
She told me she used to sleep with him before. She cut it off.
And the truth comes out, sorta. The lie detector test reveals Ms. Nichols was truthful about not sleeping around after hooking up with Mr. Young, but dodgy about her just friend status with the sugar daddy. Mr. Young's face when he hears the results is something for the meme gods. What's next? Well, it's about to go off the rails.
Ms. Nichols, you met with a licensed polygraph examiner. When we asked you if once you began a sexual relationship with Sean, did you have sexual intercourse with anyone, you said yes. And the lie detector determined you were being truthful. You seem surprised by that.
No, I don't. I'm saying wow because I already knew that. I knew that she was messing around because I told you people have been telling me that.
As if we're in a soap opera, the accusations and revelations fly faster than a daytime Emmy. A scandalous text message surfaces, suggesting Mr. Young wanted to put a ring on it if Ms. Nichols could just stop nagging him. He denies ever sending such sweet nothings her way. Oh, the drama. Don't touch that dial. It's about to explode with more courtroom chaos.
This text message said, I would love to marry you if you could respect me and stop talking to me the way you do. If you did that, you would and could never lose me. The date is 6/13, 13th at 2:28 p.m. This is a text from you.
This woman right here has been known to change stuff around. I
How
did not
can-
see that right there. I could have said that months ago or wherever.
The
'cause we
date
was
is
planning
right
on having
there.
time. So I don't believe nothing she said.
And here comes the big reveal. DNA tests are in. And guess what?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Young, you are her father.
Surprise, surprise.
Mr. Mason is back in the courtroom drama, challenging the paternity of a 5-month-old named Ace after a previous episode where he disproved his paternity of another child. He's not convinced by the prenatal paternity results, which named him as the father, and is itching for a new test now that Ace is on the scene. Talk about deja vu. Let's see how this unfolds. It's getting juicy.
Mr. Mason, you previously appeared in court when you proved that the defendant's 1-year-old daughter was not your child. You are now here questioning the paternity of the defendant's 5-month-old son, Ace. You previously received results from a prenatal paternity test which stated you are the father.
Here we go again, folks. Ms. Malone is standing her ground, completely sure that Mr. Mason is the father of Ace. Meanwhile, Mr. Mason is throwing shade at the legitimacy of the prenatal DNA test. He's scratching his head over how a swab from the mom alone could decide his fate, brewing a storm of doubts about his paternity. Strap in, because this roller coaster is about to take a wild turn.
Ms. Malone, you claim to be certain that the plaintiff is Ace's dad and plan to prove it today. Mr. Mason, tell me why you are here for the second time.
I'm here for the second time, Your Honor, because I feel like still that Ace is not my child. I feel like that it's impossible to get a DNA for a child that's unborn just from a swab of the mother.
Hold your horses. Things are about to get real. Judge Lauren, sensing the mounting tension, orders a new paternity test to ease Mr. Mason's mind. Mr. Mason spills the beans on how he feels zero connection with Ace, noting the kid cries nonstop and won't bond with him, which he takes as a major red flag. Grab your popcorn. The next bit is a real tearjerker, or is it?
So I ordered a new paternity test just for you.
Every time I held Ace, it's like all he did was just cry, and there was just no
That's
connection.
what a baby does. They cry when they first born.
There was just no connection. Even when I look at Ace, I don't see me.
Can you feel the tension rising? Mr. Mason drops a bombshell, hinting that Mr. Haynes might be the real father of Ace. He talks about seeing a stronger bond between Ace and Mr. Haynes during his visits, igniting his doubts about the prenatal paternity test's accuracy. Oh boy, this is about to get messier than a toddler's birthday party.
I believe.
Oh, you believe Mr. Haynes is Ace's biological father?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe Mr. Haynes is the father. Because when I'm over there visiting my other kids with Miss Malone,
It's like that they got a bond.
Ace will be crying, and first person she'll give him to is Mr. Haynes. She'll be like, go to your daddy. If I was a father, she would hand
And the
Ace
reason
to
of
me.
that being,
She'll hand him to Mr.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any more dramatic, the plot thickens as the judge digs into the birth certificate saga, which originally had Mr. Mason's name, but later switched to Mr. Haynes. The courtroom gasps, and the drama meter hits the roof as they unravel the sticky web of relationships and deception. What's next? You guessed it, more fireworks.
So you don't believe that to be true, Mr. Mason?
No, ma'am. I feel like,
Why don't you believe it?
because if that was the case, Your Honor, when I was in the hospital when she gave birth, she had put my name on the birth certificate, removed my name off the birth certificate just to put Mr.
Reason of
Haynes'
that
name
being
on the
is-
birth certificate.
She took your name off the birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you put Mr. Haynes' name?
Out of the hospital after she had already put my name on the birth.
Your Honor,
Talk about a soap opera. Mr. Mason delves deep into the history of their rocky relationship, highlighting a saga of mistrust and dishonesty. He ties his feelings of disconnect with Ace to these tumultuous times, suggesting the shaky foundation of their relationship could be mirroring the paternity confusion. Fasten your seatbelts, because there's more turbulence ahead.
because he's dwelling on the past. That's all it is with him, is the past.
What is it about the past you can't let go of, Mr. Mason?
Me and Miss Malone, we was together for 5 years. And for 5 years, I feel like it was nothing but just dishonesty. It was more bad than good.
And it was both of our
And so
behalves.
that's
It
why
was
we
not
came
just
the
me.
last time.
Things are heating up. Judge Lauren is visibly concerned about Ace missing out on fatherly love due to Mr. Mason's paternity doubts. She emphasizes that the whole point of prenatal testing was to avoid exactly this type of scenario. Get ready, the judge is about to drop some knowledge bombs that could change everything.
Ace is 5 months old. It truly troubles that this baby for 5 months has gone without truly the love and attention deserves from his biological father. This is the exact reason why we performed a prenatal test, so that he could have the love, affection, support, and protection of his father.
Here comes the moment of truth. A DNA expert steps in to clear up the fog around prenatal paternity testing, explaining its reliability and process. As the results are read out loud,
Mr. Mason, you are the father. Again. I would say you done wasted my time today, but the truth is I don't believe that. And that's why I heard you out. I could tell you had worked yourself up into doubting this baby over your own misunderstanding of science, because this is an important lesson for you and for many. Your lack of understanding has robbed Ace of 5 months of love, care, and bonding time with his daddy.